Hi, and we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Teresa from Tree Heart Art Design Authentic, and as part of the branch, the At Love Authentic Me branch, I like to do, because I love all of this myself, new moon ceremonies. So how are you feeling this month? I'm assuming, I'm going to take the assumption that if you're viewing this workshop or you've been drawn to this workshop for whatever reason, and please, actually, I will state this now, whatever your thoughts or beliefs are, I'm not here to change your mind about any of those. If what I say resonates with you, then great, that's fabulous. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, maybe it might in a few days, in a few months, it doesn't matter. Whatever you need to hear, you're here, and I will try my best to get my message across of what I feel from my heart and my authentic self in sharing. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology. Not an astrologer myself. I don't channel through. I channel through writing, and when we go into the meditation, you'll notice I don't plan my meditations. I just am guided and intuit what we say and what we do, depending on what's happening in the world or going on at the moment. So I want to share with you a little bit about what astrologically is happening. We've got a new moon today, new beginnings, and new moon in Scorpio. Is just what we need, basically. The article that I read that was entitled and based on astrology.com. I can never pronounce this right. Narana Montefiore, she's the senior astrologer at astrologer.com, and she talks to us about Pluto, the planet of regeneration and transformation, will be front and centre during the celestial happening. In modern astrology, the moon is ruled by Pluto, which we activated by the moon in the sextiles, helping us find renewal as we begin to integrate all the changes. So think about what's gone on. We've had a really heavy year, the last however many months. We're now in the UK, we're in our second lockdown. So there's been some lots in the wider world itself going on, but also probably in your personal life, you might have found that because a result of what's going on around you, that your own life has started to change. Maybe you looked within. It may be that you've spent the time reflecting, and I'd like to read this bit for it begins to be. Let's get it. There's a lot of healing to do. Actually, before I go into that, on the note of healing, I really feel like today the intentions that we set, although we're setting the new moon intentions for this month from November to next month in December. This is a super new moon. It's like a supercharged expanse of beginnings, and I really feel that as part of that, we need to be where have you gone? You disappeared. As part of that, it's really important to think and focus your attention with what you want in your life to draw into your life, because right now we're not just doing it for the month. I feel like the next 6 to 9 months are going to be really crucial in how we rebalance, recalibrate, realign our own lives and what we want, and getting clear on that. So I'm going to share, and you would have got it when you booked your ticket for this ceremony, my vision board pack, so you can have and take some extra time to do that. I will whiz through it basically, but I'd like you to spend a little more time for you. Take that time out and spend that with yourself and doing that further. And if it interested you, next month, just a little plug for next month, I have, and the recording is going to be available very shortly as well, more Christmas theme. We'll be doing a vision board workshop, but with a difference, because we'll be making a wreath and using the symbolisms of the things that we want to create that wreath and put that on our board, so we can collectively use our subconscious as we're seeing it on a daily basis. So anyway, as I said, going back to the astrology, and this article that I'd like to share with you. There's a lot of healing to do, and this moon brings not only that, but also the promise of growth and a more abundance brought to us by magnanimous Jupiter. She continues, in other words, this luminary, please excuse the dyslexic, is bringing along some good vibes. Yeah, basically Jupiter's effect of abundance and like kind of shifting that heavy feeling we've just come out of. We've had Mars retrograde, we've had Mercury retrograde, and we're still in the shadow of coming out of the retrogrades, as it takes so time for those heavy bodies to shift. It doesn't happen instantaneously. It sort of has a few hours, few days as things are coming in and then going out, which is why this ceremony, I do it on the new moon or just before, because that's generally when I feel that effects coming in, and for the few days after. So you've still got that potential to utilize whenever you're feeling it, and we all feel it differently. So we've got Jupiter there. In other words, bringing along some good vibes, which we all need. So that sense of relief, sense of like feeling like things are being lifted a little bit at the moment energetically. We've had some really heavy, dense energy that we've needed to clear. So maybe like a turning point right now. And we also stir up some jealousy. Cautions Lisa Stardust from Astrologer. This is because expansive Jupiter evokes Pluto, will be an aspect in the new moon. She explains this will make us extra desirous and competitive. That's funny. With others. Jealousy has negative connotations, but you can stay on the good side. Use it as a push. You need to start new projects, work hard, and make your goals more attainable. So in the new moon, we set intentions, and those intentions are for us to manifest, or goals, however you choose to look at them, to work our way through and to bring them into fruition. Well, obviously doing vision board workshops myself about manifesting, these are important. But what I would say with that expansive energy, if you're looking around and feeling like others feel like they're doing brilliantly and they've got it going on, there's that old adage that a rose doesn't compare itself to a rose, because they're just as beautiful and they bloom beautifully together. Abundance abounds in our universe, whether it's time, money, that lackness, which I myself, that's one of my limiting beliefs and blocks that I had to work through, and I'm still working through in some regards, of learning and understanding that we live in an abundant universe, and the lack mentality that we have been, for want of a better word, I suppose for me it was more upbringing, and that you needed to work hard to have money, and that challenges some people's belief that actually no, you could be born into money, you could be given money, and some people don't. It just seems to be like the touch of gold and come naturally. So when with regards to jealousy, what I think can be a good thing is knowing that actually when you've got people around you and you're doing maybe similar things, and you might feel that you're not, what have you got to give? That am I worthy? Like they seem to have their farther ahead in their journey than I am. We don't actually know what's going on in their head or what's going on. They might have that bit sus, but other stuff not working. So looking from the outside, firstly, we're just seeing a reflection of our own wants and desires reflecting back. It's reminding us, we see in everyone around us, whether it's in good experiences or bad experiences, the things that we want to have. They're a reminder, they're a gentle nudge in the right direction. So I always see, I love mastermind groups, and I have some wonderful people around me, and they push me in a gentle way. They also push me when they're doing well. It makes me want to do well as well, because you're still on that high flying disc vibration that you want to do well. I think that is the positive side of jealousy, because it can incite us to want to bring it, just to be a better person. And if you're aware of that, and you're aware that actually, what is it right now that I need to know? If I'm feeling this way, whatever it is you're feeling, whether it's jealousy, whether it's grief, whether it's anger, if you're thinking to yourself, why am I feeling this way? So we'll do some prompting and some journaling prompting. And if you haven't got a pen and paper, you can always pause the video, which is why I love to give you the replays. If you're not live with me, it will give you a few minutes to grab yourself a pen and paper, because we will be doing some journaling while I'm talking through this stuff. So the new moon also has something to say about our bank accounts too. Stardust says Scorpio is the sign of taxes, she explains. So it may be time to slow down the holiday spending and try to purchase gifts on a budget. Pledge to make, well, I'm it's to be with the black thing, so I will go into pledge to make gifts at home this year. Set a budget or a plan. Don't think of it as budgeting. Change the word. Abraham Now workshop yesterday, I watched the live with Abraham, which is beautiful. If you get a chance to book their workshop with Esther Hicks, channeling Abraham Hicks, beautiful. And Abraham was talking about balancing instead of budgeting. Think of it as balancing. Money in, money out, money in, money out, flow. We need that flow. So if you're feeling a sense of overwhelm, if you feel like you're spending too much, that's not working too. You need to have the balance. Money in, money out, money in, money out, money in, money out. Okay? Balance, not budget. Think balance. Balance in the books. Pledge to make home gifts. Well, we're all in lockdown here in the UK at the moment, but lots of people are still out and working. But we're all, to a latter extent, globally, kind of taking it back a notch, spending more time at home. So why not take this upon yourself as actually, rather than thinking it of a state of lackness and no, I can't spend, so I have to make stuff. Well, me as a creative, I tend to make my gifts anyway. And where I haven't had in the previous years an income, I've been a stay-at-home mom, I've been creating stuff and still having that flow to give, to feel the benefit of giving. So I make and do what I can. So what is it you can do? What are your talents that you love to do? And bring them in and give that of yourself. The giving and the receiving is part of the money in, money out. It's also part of the balancing. And so if you're making things, they're much more, people appreciate them much more, and you can appreciate them much more. Things like doing a Secret Santa, groups, really great gifts, and it's saying about tremendous year during. Lots of people have had tough time. There are lots of people that were siloed, but there was lots of other people, especially small businesses and entrepreneurs, that it's a struggle for them. And I don't want to spend my focus on that as such, but there are ways around it. And this is one of the things you can do to get yourself in a better feeling place and help you manifest those things and still be able to be in the giving, receiving, giving, receiving. So everyone will appreciate it and focuses yourself away from material wealth as well, because you're then in flow state. And if you are someone that likes the creative, I have coming up next week the gratitude journaling sketchbook workshop, where we're going to be doing some creative stuff. So worth mentioning if that's something that you would enjoy. So in other words, it's an incredible time to take a whack at manifesting and setting intentions for the rest of this year and what we want to take from 2020. Lots of people I've heard say, oh, can't wait to see the back of 2020, but I actually feel really different. I feel like lots of us have grown, have learned and come together. The divine feminine presence is so strong at the moment, but not to the to push away that masculine, because when we're pushing against things, you create more of it, and we create this duality, which we have a lot of going on, polarity, sorry, going on. So to moving away from that, in a sense, to be an appreciation for those masculine qualities at the same time as just embodying our own sense of the divine feminine, which we do when we all across the globe, we're coming together in this sense. So we're going to make a list and we're going to do a burn list. I've got on the windowsill over there. I did get caught. It was a light. I've kind of stubbed it out a little bit once I cleansed this room before going live. So yes, new moons aren't immediately attention grabbing, as beautiful as a bright full moon is, but starting their appeal is powerful, and it's much needed at the moment. It provides us with an opportunity for a reset and recalibration. So thinking about what you want to do, visualizing, whether you're drawing it, whether you're going to create a board from the packs that I give you, and letting go of our old habits, our energetic habits as well, that we may, patterns that we've picked up, or that we've kind of don't realize are there, becoming an awareness of that and focusing on the things that we do want. So things more like joy and peace, and incredibly opportunity, especially this month and today, and the energy. So what I'd like to stress, Elizabeth Peru, who I'm a big fan after meeting her at Hay House in 2018, I find her inspiring. I'm a member of her tip-off community, and she mentioned last week in her public live about 11:11. And anyway, did any of you catch my free live meditation, which is on IGTV, which I did with some channeling? We're going to go into that in a little bit. And music and rhythm. So one of the things that she was saying were the 3 suggestions that can help us right now. One is creating your own sacred space. I'm going to assume if you're drawn to this as a moon ceremony, that you're someone that practices this on a regular basis. If you're first timer, then I hope I'm not running too fast and I'm assuming too much. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me. I'm happy to answer them. So what is a burn list and things like that, I'm assuming you're going to know. So our intentions for the month. But if you haven't got a sacred space at home, her first suggestion was to create a sacred space. So for me, which you can see down there, you can see all my artwork, I have some crystals here, beautiful selenite crystal, another one that I sleep with under my pillow. I have one I have around my neck. Cellulite naturally cleanses our crystals and doesn't need cleansing itself. It just naturally cleanses. It's the only crystal that doesn't. And it just feels glorious. I don't sell crystals. I have a friend who makes beautiful crystal jewellery. It's a relatively new thing for me, but I really love meditating with them, and I find them just the feeling of holding them and the energy that comes off of them really lovely. They're like a little friend to talk to. So I can't remember the name of these 2 now. I had to have these last month. They felt really important to see. 1, 2, that's chalcedine, citrine. This one, I have to remember the name of that one. One's step, the dyslexic community coming out. But this one is used for cleansing the house and energy and helping with grief. Not that I'm experiencing grief myself, but I really just felt the need to lead of the balancing of Libra, to start to rebalance my own self and to do the same with my surroundings and energy. And this one, again, came all the way from India, sustainable. I'm a big fan of sustainability, so wherever you get your products from, then please make sure they're accredited and that they'll just beautiful, which is to help with third eye, the crown chakra, and opening up spirituality. But whatever you're drawn to, I'd say, is what you need at the time. So I have these, and a little space that I have down here that's got the flower of life as my crystal grid. But this is relatively new. thing. I've always had a space that I could put bits and pieces, got feathers and little things that I find when I'm out that meaning and has meaning to me. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be what I have. It doesn't have to be crystals. It can just be a space in a room and a chair that you like to sit and meditate in. But creating that space is really important for us. I think it really makes a difference. So there's that. And 2 was calm, creating the calm, whatever it is. And I'd add calm and your high vibe toolkit. People always talk about toolkits, the things that your go-to to help you out with what's going on in the world, to de-stress, to reset, whether that's salt baths, whether that's salt foot baths for cleansing, playing lovely music, having time and space to meditate, creating that time and space. It doesn't have to be more than 5 minutes, but if you're having that time a day, that's just for you to set yourself up and be in connection with yourself, connecting to your creative self, which is what I teach people to do. So there are so many ways you can do that. Generally, the things that you love, following your bliss, are what lead you to that, which is why for me, painting and drawing and art is a way of doing that. Music and vibration, and we will do a little bit of that today. The reason my meditation Mondays, the timing is now in the day. I currently am taking the time for myself, 360 days of alignment. So every day I realign myself, reset myself, evaluating my beliefs, looking at who I am, who I want to be, and how I want to be on a daily basis. We've been doing that for now 102 days, and I definitely feel the difference and how worthwhile that is. You don't have to be doing 2-hour alignments a day like I've been doing, to greatly, not to the path of enlightenment, but to path of balancing and being in alignment to deal with what's going on and to help in what I do with you guys, hopefully. So creating calm, so that may well be what was one of the things I was saying. So we had creating the space was the first one, but if you've got a space to go to, meditation, which we will be doing shortly, and having things that make you feel good, whether it's listening to music, whether it's a beautiful crystal that when I put it on my head, it just feels really divine. Whatever it is that you do for you, have those things and do those things often. And then 3, connecting with yourself before you make any decision. Make that decision not in a place of jealousy, anger, frustration, overwhelm. Make it from and in a coherent state, meaning that you're aligned with your heart. Our heart, I'm a heart math ambassador, so I enjoy listening to all the science of why and the field and everything around us. But our heart resonates when we're in resonating perfect coherence with our body, with our heart, our mind, our body, the physical, the ethereal, all of those things, all connected, all in balance. Body, mind and spirit. Breath, really good way with the spirit. Breath is spirit, breathing in and the air, the elements, all of the things in combination of balance to be your most authentic you. So before you make a decision, when you make it in coherence, if you just simply go to your heart, and we'll do this quickly now before we do the journaling. So close your eyes, just breathing naturally. Just sitting still and be in observation of how you're thinking and how you're feeling. And just take that time to just breathe into your heart space. And then just whilst you're there and observing your thoughts and your breath, that's when you would pose a question. And if you'd like to stay in that space, I will guide you through some questions that you can ask yourself. And if you have your pen and paper ready, we can, each time going back to this space, I will take you back each time, before you write down. If nothing comes up and you can't think of anything, don't worry. If an image, just make a note of an image, whatever it is you're feeling or not feeling, because sometimes in knowing what we don't want, we know what we do want. So the other thing, the fourth thing, or the third thing, according to Elizabeth, I added a few in, was honouring your power. So right now, lots of people may be being triggered. If you hear someone projecting their energy and their feelings onto you, they might say things like, you're doing this, you should be, you should do. 99% of the time, it's because they're projecting, because it's easier for them to think that this is happening to me than I am creating this. And sometimes we find that hard, especially when you first learn about manifesting. You don't like to think, well, I would not create this in my world. Why would we create as a collective a pandemic? That's such a bad thing. Why would we have created this? Why would that have come from the collective consciousness? Well, generally it's because there's a need or there's a fear, because the universe doesn't matter that you're saying, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be a millionaire. They hear you saying, I need money, I'm in lack of money, I feel like I have lack. It's what you feel. Your emotional dial is what you feel. So it's really key to what we manifest. And so if we're fearing that this world is hurting us, this world is a bad place, there's lots of people out there, there's evil forces fighting against us, we need to get the light to create and clear the dark, then by law of polarity, we are creating more of that, more of the opposite of what we say we want. What we need to do is stay in that same space, stay in our skin, stay in our own self-sovereignty, and check ourselves, because sometimes it may be you be the one that you're projecting something. Oh, why is it all a mess here? Example of myself I noticed today, and this is what I mean by I'm analysing daily and readdressing myself, reflecting, shining that mirror back to see where we are. Matisse de Stefano has this beautiful analogy I'd love to share with you. If you think about a cave, you know, if you're in a cave and you shout an echo, whoa, whoa, and it comes back to you, that echo comes back to you. But it comes back in resonance, depending on the echoes, depending on the depth of the cave. Now, vibration, and we are vibrational energetic beings, does exactly the same thing. So if you're resonating out one thing, depending on what and who it hits, it mirrors back to you in different ways. Now, if you're mirroring out and there's this wonderful, beautiful person here that's in total resonance with you, it comes back with a lovely, beautiful resonance, and your high vibe that we call vibration comes back, and beautiful experience. But if it hits someone in your life, a family or a friend member that's not in a good place, just by feeling that from you, they are reminded that they're not in alignment. So what they give back might not be perfect, beautiful alignment. it may not be what you expect. So we are all individuals, we're all different, and we are all capable of manifesting some beautiful, wonderful things around us. So let's start our focus and direct our focus into some beautiful experiences. But if we're getting back some experiences that we don't necessarily like, don't get too disheartened, because firstly, we're launching amazing rockets of desire that we can propel forward in that moment. Another thing Abraham was saying yesterday has just come to me, that you're may not be in a state of allowing, but you're then in a state of asking, and then that's creating more for your vortex, more for your stuff that's yet to be allowed. And if you're in a state of allowing, then great, because you're going to bring it to you. So honouring your own power, acknowledging how powerful we are with our thoughts and our feelings. Even science backs us up now. It's not just all woo-woo anymore. It has a base in science and the quantum level of our understanding of our universe and quantum mechanics of how things work. And what's the word? It's escaping me. Not manifestation, metaphysics. There we go. So those are things that can help you. I just want to talk briefly about the state of ascension. Just quickly going to take a break whilst you grab your pen and paper. I have some cinnamon and it's got a bit of mint there. Vegan friendly oat milk and turmeric. Golden milk. Incidentally, I've started following a free 21-day cacao challenge, which has been really lovely. So in creating my own sacred space in the mornings, that's something I'm adding to that beautiful chocolate. Loads of benefits from that as well. I have got some lavender down here. I was going to show you how to do a smudge stick, but I think I'm going to push us through with the timing, otherwise we're going to run out of time. So in my packs, one of the first pages, we're not going to do it all, I'm just going to do a couple of bits from it. The first thing that you do is a life review. So I want you to kind of do a mini version of this. Just put down on a piece of paper, give yourself not too much time to think about it. Give yourself between 1 and 10, 10 being absolutely bang on it, this is exactly what I want in my life and I'm loving it, I want more, give me more of the same. And 1 being totally the opposite of that, the other end of the stick. Just think about your life as a whole and all areas. Where are you? Are you at 1? Are you at 10? Are you at 5? Taking pleasure in the little moments of little things throughout your day. Okay, so that's to give you a score, so you kind of know where you are. In my packs we do it, and you've got the packs yourself, so you can do that for individually, for purpose, for spirituality, for work, for environments, experiences, friends, wealth and finances, family, learning, partnership, leisure and hobbies and health. So if you want to do that now, this would be the time to pause and to get that. So getting clear and aligned with your true intentions and authentic self. So this is the part of the pack where I ask you, and we're going to do this slightly different. You've obviously got the pack to follow, but for the purpose of today's new moon ceremony and the new moon, the super new moon, right now, I want you to think, right, if coronavirus finances, the world as a whole and the global pandemic, the restrictions were not an issue, if my fears, in other words, when I'm talking about corona, if my fears were not a factor in my life, if my finances were not a factor in my life, what would I want to be, do and have in my life? And really go to town, like just make note of what you'd want. And now I kind of give an example in the packs of a food blogger. And then we go into, in question 2, which we're going to answer now if you unpaused, hopefully. What are your current beliefs would need to change for that to be a reality? So would it be, for example, okay, I want to be going on holiday right now, but the belief is, well, I can't go on holiday because coronavirus means I'm not allowed to leave the country. So you need to write that down. That's the belief. People might be saying, but that's the fact. I work on the assumption, I work on the fact that our world around us, the physical illusion that we have, the physical reality, is already been and done. It's been created. 3% of our universe is that physical. The rest of the 98 point or whatever, I think it's 90, whatever it is, that it's 90 something percent, is space, is the energy, is everything else. So the physical is just a tiny percentage, and we're working with the bigger picture. So for a time being, I want you to push past some of those beliefs that are maybe challenging you right now with my words, and just think, what are the beliefs I have? It may be, I can't leave the country, I'm tied in with my work, I'm in lockdown, whatever it is, pop it down. And then once you've got it, next to it, write, what would it need to be? So what's the opposite of that, the other end of the stick, for it to happen? So in the example of the food blogger, they may be throwing up forms of resistance, things like, I have to stay in the same place, I've got a family, I can't go travelling around the world, that's like single young people do, or I've got a sick relative, or my health myself is not great. You may answer this for more than one reason for different questions. So this may take you a little bit of time, but trust me, it's really worth doing, just to get an understanding of how you're feeling about things. And if it feels uncomfortable, I will add, if you're thinking and feeling like this is making you worrying because you're focusing on the money, then please stop. That's not the purpose of this exercise. It's for you to see where you are on the emotional scale, really, as to what would stop you from manifesting and how you can shift your focus from that. But what, if you can, and you take that further question 3, is what would the beliefs need to be? So that actually there are some countries in the world that aren't on lockdown, and yes, you can go on holiday, that maybe you might have to be quarantined when you get back, but you could still go away if you take the right precautions. These are still things we can do. So it's never perspective. Again, this is another analogy I love from Matisse de Stefano. Think about perspective like a circle. And in transformation, perspective is having the full perspective of 360-degree angle from every perspective, to look at it from every perspective, not just this one perspective. If you change, you might go from here to here, like a spiritual guy who suddenly finds science. Change would be, no longer have that faith and belief. My faith and belief become the science. I change from this perspective to this perspective. Transformation is, I've changed this perspective. Now I take this perspective and combine them to creating another point, a third point, the truth generally. That this allows me greater faith because the science is bringing that into the fold as well. Pick some heavy topics, that's the analogy that Matisse gave, which I think is amazing. But it's the same thing with other things in your life, looking at it from different perspectives. I'm well aware that there's multiple truths out there and multiple people believe in those truths, and they're creating those truths because they have that belief. Just because I believe one thing and this person believes this other truth doesn't mean they're wrong and I'm right, or that I'm wrong and they're right. It just means we got these two different perspectives. But actually, when you look at it from here, from the center of the circle, and you look around, you see it as the different perspectives creating different realities all around. And these multi-dimensional realities that we all live in a daily life for different thoughts and beliefs that we have. That's what the difference between 3-dimensional living and 5-dimensional living in. Having a greater understanding of that. And when you create and you manifest, this is the key to creating some amazing experiences in your life. So looking at the answers that you may have got, working through these sort of blocks, after looking at how you've answered them, what really matters to you? That's what I want you to focus on, and that's what we're going to focus on in the meditation. If you feel that you're still a bit lost, you can always contact me, because obviously if we were in the Zoom we could discuss it, and in an actual workshop we would be discussing it and working it through with each other. But for the purpose of this, we're moving, she says, we're moving on. And I'm not going to take you through the whole pack because I want to get you to the meditation. But what I will say, if you're wanting to create your vision boards, knowing what it is you really want, getting clear, the intentions, this is what's important in the new moon. So I want you to just do a quick list. You can obviously go into more in depth later, but excuse me, write down 10 things you want to manifest. So this is to create your burn list. So you might want to write this twice. So you've got one list you can keep. If you've got a journal, then pop it in your journal. So you would spend the time to write on the things that you want to create. So, I've got it on my to-do list to write down. Write in a nice pen, make it pretty, however you want to do it, get creative. This is the point where I'm going to remind you again, this is something you should be doing all the time, to vibe check. So you've just been going through those beliefs, you might have come up with some resistance. So what do? We connect to our heart. So breathe for me, closing your eyes. Breathing, hands on heart. Just by purely putting your hand on your heart, your brain and attention and your actually is directed to the heart. And actually our heart has got its own brain. There's less, the brain does less for our heart than our heart does for our brain. It sends much more information up to the brain than the other way around. So tuning into that space and that resonance, that beat, that rhythm, and we're going to do that in a little while in the meditation, before you actually make a list, and then this is how you take inspired actions. This is how you make decisions. This is how you pick what newsreel to watch, what to switch off. Connecting. that inner knowing. That is us accessing the world around us. Think of us like a little computer. You're just dialing in and dialing up. That's where we need to go for. That's the advice. That's the guru. Not me. Not other people that might inspire us, great. But always, always listen and follow this. This is your guidance. Even the Bible, I think, says you know, to look within. So then make a list for me. So what have I got in here? Getting my artwork up for you. Oh, I've got a wonderful, wonderful surprise for you. For anyone that wants to purchase my artwork, I'm creating with the artwork for the ones that have bought this and booked and go out before Christmas. And actually, I'm probably going to extend this. You'll get it free, but you'll get it free in the lead up as gifts, and my way of saying, because I wanted to get back into the creative side, and it was on my intention list to create a meditation to go with your artwork. So you can use it with your artwork with creative visualization. So pause the video and make your list. And hopefully when you're back, this is where you would things down. It can be general, it can be specific for this month. The thing and the tip I will give that I feel is the most important is your expectation. So when you're doing this, when I say be specific in the fact that, for example, I've put on there, I want to be able to get the artwork and the meditations out for people. Now, if it doesn't get done in that fashion, then you can't decide how the universe does it, or the God, or however, whatever you choose, source, whatever you call infinite intelligence of our cosmos. You can't decide that. That's not your job, as Abraham Hicks would say. That's step 2, that's done for you. Step 1 is just what is your desire. Step 2 for you is to let it go, surrender and allow. Not decide how. The listening and the inspired action comes with practice of following our bliss, leads us to some wonderful experiences that you find these things just kind of happen. Ease and flow. So be specific, but not to your detriment. Okay. And then at the end of that list, when you've done the 10 things that were for your burn list that we're going to burn, I want you to write at the end, I am open and receptive to all good, to this or something better. I am willing to allow myself to receive with love and blessings. I thank you. And then you can write this bit however you want to add. So thank you, angels. Thank you, source. Thank you, universe. for hearing me and guiding me to what is of benefit to both my soul, my body, and my being. Okay, it's the card bit. It's on angels. So for this month, I have these beautiful cards which I love. Heart and Soul Angel cards. Here. These bits for you to do for us. I've also got tarot. Which I'm not tarot. In fact, I get my fortune cards. I might do my cards with you. I'll do a little pick. Being out of space. Let's put all this stuff back down there. So we've got some space for you to pull a card for anyone that's viewing. And I'll do a little mini 9-card reading for you before we go into our meditation. So thank you guys and angels, thank you. It's an intent to share with whoever views this, whether we're in this now moment or within the energetics of time, as time and space is not linear. We thank you for your advice, we thank you for your love and your blessings. We are open to receiving, to hearing. There's a bit of space here. I haven't got one of those camera doohickeys that you can see. Spread it out across the table. And we'll pick. One. How funny. Right, I've picked 3 angel cards, so I'm going to read them all, but I'll hold them up, so whichever one resonates with you is meant for you. So the first one I picked, let's bring those back out there, is this one. Oh, hang on, the light there. Let's see what's happened to it. Where is the light gone? Let's come down here, let's see if you can. It's getting a bit dark in here. You see me better now. Apologies. Forgot I didn't have that on. Now we're getting, it's still even brighter. There we go, there's one. Just look at them for the moment. You've got that one, that one, and that one. Okay, so I'm going to read you the blurb, and I'll give you my take on this as well, of what I feel. This came up for me last week, I think. I picked, in fact, you know what, I'm going to share. Let's excuse me a minute. Where is? Yeah, I'm going to share this part on Instagram for everyone. So please, just a second, guys. Yeah. Come out of there. Technology, hey. I definitely was a technophobe. Right. Live. So hopefully it won't be all over the show. And we're live. Right, I'm currently in and recording the new moon ceremony, and I've just picked some heart and soul angel cards for them. Picked 3 cards, so there's this one. I thought I'd share, if you can see, there's that one, and that one. And I thought I'd read and share it with both of you and you guys live that aren't in the workshop. So, Peacock crowned with nature's secrets. This is the card of eternal secrets of nature and heart resonance, linked to Haniel. Now, please forgive me because I just, being dyslexic, reading the angel names, don't always get it right. Please forgive me. I'm sure they forgive me. I know they do. Miel, Akiel, and Haniel. Don't know if that's right pronunciation, but anyway, this is the bit that you most need to know. Peacock secret. If you're drawn to the peacock, that image, this is what it says. Peacock, sacred in many traditions, embodied certain secrets of nature, colours of creation. Focus first on emerald to heal the heart and encourage growth of positive energies within you. As you link with peacock, choose the level at which you want to work. His green feathers is primary symbol. For some reason I thought, oh, we're not live, but we are. Sorry. His green feather is primary symbol of joyful realms of angels and delves, allowing you to interact with them through your heart. The rainbow beauty of Peacock's Tao guides you towards self-expression through some of the creativity. The feathers eye-shaped is found in the flower of life. Divine connection, balance and polarity is what we were just talking about, guys. Male and female, physical and spiritual, heart and soul. Breathe emerald energy. Emerald green is the healing. I think it says about that, doesn't it? Did it mention? No, it's not. There is the healing. Breathe the emerald green in and expand your heart's consciousness in Peacock's essence of love. Help you bring all these aspects of self into harmony. As I was saying, this is what we're working on for the next 6 to 9 months. It's important that you become in balance with yourself. However you do that, it doesn't have to be following what I do, although I'm sharing lots of modalities in how I do that. I'm even creating a course, Authentic Life in Balance, which is a 12-week course of how you can do that in a 12-week process, and going through the processes as I've been doing and I'm doing over the whole year, with what I've been working with Matisse and my own stuff that I've been doing, that's intuiting and channeling it out. So, but being in balance, in that healing sense, in that healing center, and bringing to fold everything that we have been through in the last year and putting it into practice. What have you learned? What are the lessons that you've learned, and bringing that to fruition, and urging and acting on that in your life. Now, this is the time to bring it in, and we've got this new beginning of the super moon today to help us with that. So breathe that emerald green, do some visualization. So perhaps tomorrow, Monday's meditation, we can add to that, but we'll see what comes up and what I channel later. From nature's foundation of green, reach towards pink and open the heart, and gold to sing your joy. Well, incidentally, today in my alignments, I'm working with the heart chakra. Peacock's crowned radiate flower of life offers knowledge and light geometrically. From all of nature's secrets are born. In the geometrics, you find the secret of yourself. Imagine you were Peacock's emerald crown to signify your inner love, song and symphony, spiraling eternally and radiating between head, heart and soul. I would add to that, as we have said, being in our heart space is important, for it is what joins, it's bringing down to the ground. We're grounding ourselves as well, the geometrics around us, but staying clear on what we want. If you look at that image, it is, let's see what they're saying, it's like the beautiful essence and the sacred geometry. I need to see that, hang on. There we go. Sacred geometry of our universe and the secrets and the on a physics small scale into the details of everything around us and an understanding of that. Okay, so moving on to the next one. If this one resonated with you, if you're just joining me, hi. I am just reading through the 3 cards that we picked. She says, I've not got numbers on. So this is from, oh, I forgot to mention which suit that was from. Yeah. I love these cards. I love the images. There we go. Right, so that last one, where's Peacock gone? Peacock was from, just in case for your info, Suits of Mystical Animal Guides. And this is Saffron's suit of Soul Purpose Angels. Have Havatic, Guardian Angel of 4 Rivers, the card of flowing in water of time towards light. It tells you that, like his rivers, your body is largely water, so learn to be more fluid. Allow your energy to flow, dynamically changing and evolving according to your needs. Use this approach to manage your goals and even your physical health by having a positive attitude to life. As to fulfilling your soul's purpose, you need vitality. All is vibration, and raising your own level of vibration builds up your immune system. Well, we know this, don't we? We know that positive thinking, science tells us this now, that helps us become aware. What's going on there? Hang on. Just make sure you're there. Not now, it's sorry about that, guys. So building up your immune system, so that being in fear, in the fight or flight in our amygdalas, actually lessens the effective of our immune systems. It's that our parasympathetic nervous system works better, which is why EMT and tapping and calming that down and being in a state of meditation makes you have a better immune system. It's one of the wonderful benefits, and there's thousands of benefits of meditation. I'm a bit of a meditation activist, as if you didn't already know, for those of you following me, where this is right, increasing your resistance to disease and energy imbalance. Also allows your resources, money, time, knowledge and wisdom to flow freely around you. For this fluidity helps others to make the choices they need in order to progress. Permit all things to ebb and flow, governed by the heart at the varying paces of the river of your life. Your soul purpose includes teaching others about this, for like water, we must find our own level. Disclosing that we are fish swimming in waves of time. And if any of you've seen my IGTV video talking about the wave particle meditation, that will explain that a little bit more in depth. As you swim forward in your own current, why not work with this angel in this way to transcend karma? It is an ongoing process, but eventually you will find yourself floating in 4 rivers of Eden, merging with the dazzling radiance of angelic light. To me, that is in understanding of this vibrational field and wave that's around us. You think of it like waves hitting us. Those are those energy waves of other people. Like, they're all different people. We've all these pennies dropping in a pool of water. As those waves hit and then expand and go out different waves, you want to be in the place where you're in more control of that. You're swimming fluidly through that, so that they don't hit you in such a way that it disrupts what you're doing. It flows freely together. if that makes sense. So lastly but not leastly, back to the mystical animal guides. Oh, you can see that up there. That's very clear. You see, that's better. Can you see that okay? And you guys down there, the lights on it. Solar Lion with Arcanon, the Sun God Lords. The card ignites the sun within. True power of will and mind links Raphael, Material, and Neo Trinstront and Elf. As I said, please forgive my pronunciation and reading of those names. Indomitable Lion of the Solar Lords reminds you that Sun provides life force energy and planet Earth exists under the solar lagos. With yellow gold rays, he helps you unlock the true force of will and intent. First, work with him to ignite the power of Earth's sun by breathing into your solar chakra. Chakra. It's here. Solar plexus. Extending it then to extending it then to revitalizing all energy centers. Now, for loving intent, breathe in Moon's power to balance through the heart. This is key step to healing mastery of the body and mind. Then go further to Lion beckons you on, urging you to have the will to strive towards oneness of spirit with Christ consciousness energy emanating from central universal sun. From there, the way of love and light leads you to Mariel, the central sun of all central suns, sacred heart of the Creator. Such bliss is a gift of spirit to be used with care to benefit all life and in gain only through the open heart. With unity of heart's desire, of soul's purpose, Solar Lion also offers the Arcanon, resurrection of everlasting life. Then you unlock further spiritual power and can achieve anything, even the perfect divine self, Adam Kadam, as the Arcanon opens the door of time eternal secrets. Now, I'm going to leave that with you guys, and you can still book to get the rest of this recording that we're recording live, and it's available until Wednesday. If you book your ticket, you'll get the link sent to you over there. So I will pop on again later live for a quick new moon catch up with you. But love and blessings, and thank you for your time and for joining me for that quick reading. Right. Let's start uploading that, but I'll upload that after. So that last card, I would say, and in combination in my own intuitive, is saying that basically what we've been saying. Firstly, connect to your heart. That healing green light is what you need to do in your own life, or what we're doing globally, being more green and more sustainable with our world and having a compassion for our world and the way it is. The sun, I get the impression, and I keep getting images in my dreamscape of solar flaring. When the sun flares, it actually affects our nervous system. We're affected by it, just like we're affected by the moon. It moves our tides, it moves us, because we are 90% water. We're affected by the global astrological bodies that as they move through as cycles, and we have our own cycles. So it's important for me to remind you to take notes on this. But we have the power, when we're in awareness of ourselves and we're in perfect balance, to create. We are all the creator. I know it makes you sound a bit, that sense of being craziness if someone says, I am God. But you've often heard the expression, God is within you. God, for want of a better word, source, universe, however you choose. I know it brings up different affirmation, different aspects and perceptions for people using that word, so I don't often use it. I tend to use the word universal source, but it depends on your own faiths and beliefs, and I'm not saying that you have to change them for me. by all means, whatever I said, as I said in the beginning, will resonate with you. Some won't, some will. Some, like me, when I sit in church and listen to someone talking of scripture, I hear it in a completely a different way, and I hear the science behind it, every fable that's told and every story. We each interpret things through our own perspective. To remember that with what you do and how you are with people. If someone is reacting to you, as we said, Elizabeth had mentioned, what was it, the third thing she says? I've skipped my page. Yeah, honour your power, meaning knowing and understanding you are quite powerful in your thoughts and your focus, and how we and the situations we attract in others, we need to take responsibility for. That's what self-governing means, to take responsibility for what we are creating, what we are focusing on around us. Not that I don't mean to be berating you either. Just, I want you to be able to forgive yourself if you do focus on something and you create a situation. Try and be in a state of gratitude for it, because then you're in an understanding and you know where you're at. Right. I'm not going to do the chanting today. I think we'll see how we go. If you've got your list, I'll allow you to burn them. Please be careful. Obviously not right now. We'll do that at the end, and you can do that at home. Do it over a sink. Do it safely. Health and safety, remember. If you haven't got something like I had, drink to ground you after your meditation, then you need to do that after. I say that because we're working with spirit, mind and body, and eating of the earth grounds us back down into our bodies. It's the quickest way. Laying down on the floor outside is another way that you can do this. Oh, I don't know what that was. My children have been playing with their 3D pens. Not sure how environmentally friendly they are, but they really like that. They got it as a gift or a present. She's created a little blob. Looks like a little crystal. So get yourself into a comfortable position. If you're able to bend over, we will be doing some of that. If you can't, don't worry, you can visualize doing that. That's not a problem. I will be standing up. Hopefully you'll be able to see me. I'm doing a little bit of Qigong movements, working with the body. I found myself that these movements help me immensely to get that flow going that we talked about, that water fluidity, which is why I'm going to do that, because that was mentioned. That sense of timelessness as well. I want you to, we will bring in as well time and space converging and not being linear. So during, as much as I'm saying let's focus our intentions on the future, the only true moment in this now moment, that how you're feeling is what's creating your future. And the awareness of the past was what's created from these now moments. The difference between future and past in frequency, and I don't want to go too in depth because I'm still learning this myself, is the speed, the high and low vibration. We often think of high vibration good, low vibration bad, but that's not necessarily the case. It just means high vibration not able to see, low vibration is sort of slowed down in times, because some of the animals are a low vibration but they are high vibe in our terms of thinking, and pure love still. They're in physical form. So our job is to bring down and bring up us in the center. That image that I see is the circle, the pyramid drawing together. So coming together in circle as we are, in collective, that unity consciousness that we have makes us very powerful when we all have a common goal and a common intention. And so I ask for you to come at that. I'm sure this intention will sit well with you. The intention of seeing our world working in coherence, seeing more and more of us waking up daily, so that we're able to, the collective consciousness, the wider collective consciousness is more and more aware and compassionate and in love. So closing your eyes, become comfortable. If you can, please be upright, because we are going from above to below, from below to above. Thanking your guides, thanking the angels, source, God, whatever you choose to call it, me, thanking, being in a state of gratitude and thankful for infinite intelligence and your presence, for your guidance always, for the connection that is all, for the light of me bowing to the light of you, as you and I are one. Thank you for being here and allowing me to open and hold this space for you. Breathing just naturally. To begin with, I just want you to sit in stillness and observe how you're feeling. Okay, just going to bring this back. Where'd they go? Brilliant. Hang on a minute. Just keep breathing. Okay, we are still live. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Apologies, but just keep breathing. Observing. Okay. Taking note of how you're feeling. Don't judge, just allow. Whatever that is what you are creating. Is that thought that you are observing one that you want to create more of? Is that feeling you're feeling one that you want to create more of? Is this something you can note in your journal? What kind of world do I want to live in? I want you to imagine that you're somewhere in nature. Know that you are safe. We're going to bring a little bit of EFT in this emotional freedom technique to calm your amygdala down, just to make sure, okay, that you know you are safe. So if you get one of your hands right or left, it doesn't matter, as if you were going to karate chop with one, and then the other, you take the two fingers and you tap just under the karate chopping of that. You tap with me. Whether I'm in a good place or a bad place, it's okay. I'm okay. It's okay to feel whatever I'm feeling. I am safe. I am loved by divine infinite intelligence, or that which I align to in my beliefs. The force of the universe is here to support me. I am supported. I am loved. I am enough. And keep breathing for me. And then we're going to move. We're going to take those two fingers, the same, or both, the same if you want, just above your eyebrows. I want you to tap again. And repeat with me or after me. I am safe. I am loved. Whatever I'm feeling right now is okay. This is a safe space. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. I deeply love and approve of myself. Divine deeply loves and approves of me. Going to the side of your temples, just in from your temples. You've got your temples, and then just go towards the eye, tapping either side. You don't have to do both. You can do one, you can do both. Whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. I am safe in the knowing in this now moment. All is well. I am loved. I am enough. Going down to just below the eye, so the top of the cheekbone, tapping and breathing. I am loved. I am enough. All is well in my world. I am safe. It's safe for me to let go and surrender to divine infinite intelligence. It's here to support me. Which each loves. Just below the nose. All is well. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. Abundance abounds. A little dimple in your chin. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. All is well in my world. Abundance abounds. And then, you know, the little pokey little bits just below your neck. You've got the little hard bits there, little bony bits sticking out. Just go down about a centimetre. You can tap with both hands if you want, or just fingers. I am safe. I am loved. All is well in my world. I am open and receptive to all good. I deeply love and approve of myself. I'm open and receptive to all good. Abundance abounds in this universe. I'm safe, loved, and deeply loved and approved of. This is the funny monkey one, just the bra strap for ladies, or where a bra strap would be if you're a man, tapping under the arm. State out intention for yourself. If there's one you want to add, I'll add the space. But I am loved. I am safe. All is well in this now moment. It's okay for me to be me. I'm open and receptive to all good. Only good comes to me and through me. Okay. Top of the head. I tend to switch hands, but you don't have to. So if you're just tapping the top of your head. I am safe and loved and approved of. All is well. I'm open and receptive to all good. I deeply love and approve of myself. I am thankful for this now moment. Keeping your eyes closed, I want you to use your eyes, your imagination. Imagine you are standing at the top of a cliff. And as we step down, we see some stairs and we start to step down. We're going to make our way down to the beach. But before we do, I want you to stand on the top of the cliff's edge. The sense of being at a precipice of the beginning of something. Quite unsure, but just ready, anticipating. With your head relaxed, looking straight ahead, I want you to look up. With your eyes keeping your face in the same spot, just inside your eyeballs, reflect them up. Looking up as if you're looking up into the dark sky, but keeping your head looking forward ahead. Looking up into the dark night sky, knowing the super dark moon is up there, meaning it's really close, but we can't see it. We're on the different side of the moon, the earth, the reflection. Our perception from where it is appears to be in darkness. Keep looking up, keep looking up. This darkness is a reflection of this time of year for us in the Northern Hemisphere. As the clocks have gone back, we're at home. The nights are longer and the days are shorter. See that dark expanse, the open starry night sky. Keep looking up. I know it may feel like you're straining slightly, but keep your head looking forward. Up, 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 and then start to relax the eyes down. Feeling safe and blanketed by this dark expanse, this sense of space, this neutral spot in time and in our minds. Just before the beginning, the ignition, the time to focus, to replenish. Just as we do in our sleepscape, these dark or considered dark times are a gift, are a tool for us to reflect, to shine what is bright, to see what is light, what is relevant to us and what is not, what's important and what is not. Shining focus on areas that need work. Feeling safe and knowing you are safe. Guided by your own guides, your own spirit, your own soul. We are going to take a moonlit walk down to the shores. Stepping slowly down, going step 1. With every step I want you to feel more relaxed and more clear and aligned with your true self. Going down another step 2, feeling yourself relaxing and knowing you are safe at all times, you are well. Step 3, remembering I am safe, I am loved, I am, and say your name out loud. Example, I am Teresa Jande, and all is well in this now moment. I am Teresa Jande. All is well in this now moment. I am thankful. Breathing, making note of any images, any thoughts, any feelings that come up, mental note. Stepping down deeper, going deeper into our own subconscious mind, the well of that which is from our cultural and heritage beliefs. It's there in our body, in our cellular memory, deep inside with every breath as we're breathing in and going internally, going down the steps. Six and 7, 8 and 9, slowly, surely, steadily, till we reach the bottom. And as you reach the bottom, I want you to walk to the shore and see the reflective darkness, inky blackness of the sea in the beautiness reflecting of the stars above in the night sky. See all those stars lit bright like each and every one of us and the lights within us from the inside out. We're all connected as all things are connected. Stay in that expanse and taking a note of what is around you, what images flow to you, if any at all. Look into the reflection, reflecting back as that which you need to know. In our own dark moments, our own contrast and our own subconscious. Ask yourself, what is it I need to know to move ahead, to be my most authentic self? What is relevant to this now moment in time for me to know from past, for future, for now? Feeling safe. Breathe in, breathe in. Putting your hand over your heart, I want you to hum the vibration into this now moment. Whatever feels right for you. If it doesn't, then you don't have to join us, that's all fine. You are safe. You are loved. All is well. Now we've mined in the subconscious for anything that's relevant for us to know right now. We're slowly going to come back, but before we do, I want you to imagine, take both your hands and hold them as if you're holding hands with another person, as a visual representation of us holding hands together, as at this time, collectively, that sense of the divine feminine is coming together across the globe in the waves of time and the ripples as the different time zones, joining in this state of coherence and love. Think on all the 10 things that you wrote that you want to bring into being and why. Think about what it would feel like for one of those things to be as if it's already happened. I want you to think about how it would feel standing in your sisters, with your sisters and brothers, standing in our own space and our own coherence in one vibration, but also standing, holding hands together. Together we are powerful, just as powerful as we are in the single being of us and our coherence, but together even more so. Feel the sense of where you are, knowing that inner knowing you are safe. Okay. Slowly coming back, I want you to tune into your body before we stand. Focus on the sounds of my jingling bracelets, tinkering. Imagine yourself back on the beach again, the expanse of this ocean, the waves breathing. As you breathe in and out, the waves flowing in and out, hitting the shore. In the details, do you notice the waves? Are they smoother, calmer than they were before? Good, if so. Feel as if the rain is now manifesting down over you, washing over you in that bright sun as the night turns into day and day into night over the next however many days, weeks and months. See and feel your sense and connection with both the earth, the moon and the sun. Representation of mother and father and spirit. Divine feminine and masculine. And you as below, as above, as here in the heart. Stand in that power. Warm rays of the sun, the sparkling of the moon as it emerges, becoming from the new moon to the full, so shall you. Feel the rain falling to the earth as the light codes do the same, nourishing the earth, the physical, the spiritual, coming into the physical, joining together forces, merging, that feeling of connectedness. Feel your toes beneath you and rooted into the ground. Ground yourself by imagining down deep roots. If you put your hands in the prayer position, if it's comfortable to do so, moving those hands up and over your head, opening them up in a state of allowing and receiving. Breathing in and out, hands back together, going down till you reach your heart, twisting them, then pointing down to the ground. And if you can and you're able to do so, point, not just point, but lowering them down to the ground. If you can, bending over and scooping up energy from the bottom, lifting, feeling it for a moment in the middle like a little ball, and then having it over you, showering down. Breathing lightly, slowly, slowly coming back to this now moment. This is where you need to drink lots of water and you need to eat to ground yourself further. If you're feeling slightly nauseous, that's okay. Slowly, slowly opening your eyes. How are you feeling? Keep breathing, keep that breath. We worked from the sun to the dark, from day to night. More dualities, polarities, but we are in the constant in both. Feeling safe through both. Come back to me now. I want you to wiggle your toes. If you haven't already opened your eyes, you can do so. Feet, fingers, touching yourself, touching the body and the physical, bringing yourself back into the physical awareness of the physical, all the way to the feet. As I said, you need to eat something. It doesn't have to be, preferably of the earth, and drink. I thank you for allowing me to hold space and for your time. I hadn't quite planned to go as long as we have, so you'll get your money's worth. And thank you. Thank you. And I only barely touched on our workshop as well, so to combine a little bit of that and the new moon for this super new moon, and for you to gain some clarity. As I said, if you booked this workshop, you will get the free link to the download of my original pack that was released last year. So thank you. Love and blessings for you, and a happy new moon. Please be safe. If you've got 2 copies of your list of 10 things for your burn list, hold it over the sink when you burn it. Take the ashes and put the ashes outside in the earth, giving back. Remember, ebb and flow, in and out, balancing rather than budgeting for those astrological, energetic personality traits that may be coming up for us all. This is also a really sensual month. So I also, before you go, I wanted to share this with you guys. Actually, maybe I'll share it onto Instagram. I do it as well on there. But I pulled this card from Witch's Brew cards that I'd bought from me from Love Spell deck. Temple of Love and Incarnation. Your body is a temple. You can and should worship at it. Anoint yourself in the most sensual smelling essential oil. Amber, vanilla, lily are lovely choices, followed by rubbing shea butter onto every inch of your skin. So when you jump out the bath, when you get out of the shower, do this. If you have a private backyard and can stand outside to do this safely without being exposed, then to be able to do it outside is very sensual. If not, doing it in the living room. But to feel and stand in the middle of the living room or anywhere, say you feel comfortable, to feel how your skin feels and feel that sensual sense of yourself, the Kundalini. Say, I am Temple of Love, uniquely beautiful and real. I give and receive devotion and all the love I feel. Blessed be. Don't get dressed immediately, it says, but instead enjoy and be comfortable in your own skin. Being comfortable in our own skin is so important right now. Facing our shadows, seeing our fears, and not being afraid, knowing you are safe, you are loved, and you are enough. Thank you for your time. I will be here again next month for another new moon ceremony, maybe not quite as long as this one, but again different. As always, each is different and intuited and done